All right, guys, we had some time today to do another range day kind of training vlog. My wife went up to do something with her mom, took the kids, so I have a free evening. And today I want to work instant incapacitation or headshots. So I set up the War Labs target the right way this time. I stole some clips off of some chip bags. And then we also have a little, I don't know, about a 13-inch gong. No, it's probably 4 or 5-inch gong. And we're gonna work just fast, consistent, incapacitating, or that level of accuracy shots. How quickly can I make that accurate? How quickly can I make that accurate of a shot consistently? I want to push the envelope. I want to get back to the level I was a couple years ago. So we're gonna work that distance with just singles, reps out of the holster, doubles, controlled pairs, hammers, whatever you guys want to call them. And yeah, we'll try them on the move. Basically just every variation of a fast, accurate headshot that I can think of. But I want to start with a cold bill drill, as always, just to kind of gauge my level of performance. Ideally, this performance, like on headshots, on these incapacitating shots, should be my high level. Or yeah, I want to be able to practice cold performance on this, but you don't get better cold performance without reps. So that's what we're going to do today. So right now I'm going to try that bill drill. So I'm going to set it up. It's a little windy, target's moving a little bit. Hopefully that stops. Guys, before we keep shooting, I want to thank the main sponsor of the channel, and that is Gallinson's Guns. Guys, recently he posted a story of an insane amount of reloading components. Like literally an insane amount of reloading components. Probably the most well-stocked shelves in the Western United States. So if you guys are in need of primers, powder, projectiles, anything that goes into hand loading, whether it's, you know, pistol or precision rifle, Gallinson's Guns is the place to go. And I will always mention that they are Utah's best Accuracy International dealer. So hit them up. Again, huge thanks to Gallinson's Guns for supporting the channel. About same as last week, but it's clean. So I like that. My presentation wasn't ideal. Is this still rolling? Yeah, my presentation wasn't ideal. Came a little high, but we can fix that. All right, so let's just try a single headshot from 7 yards. We'll start static. Like I said in my last video, you can't do anything moving that you didn't practice static. You got to get good at it from a static position. So let's try that. So 120, just below the A. That was a mic. I had a really bad purchase. That's something that I want to work out of this. That's the thing with headshots. It's all or nothing. They need to be accurate. They need to be basically more condensed than the actual head box, because in order for it to be instantly incapacitating, it needs to be in a very certain spot, kind of around, basically in between the eyes, around the nose, just above the mouth, for it to completely destroy or sever the brainstem so that there's no nervous reactions from the nervous system. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I want to be basically just below the A in the A zone. Off the timer. Let's try another one. 115. 115. Certain situations like that, I'd much rather get the reps fighting through a bad purchase or a bad garment clear. A little more. I pulled some tape off, so I got a sticky part of my grip from that grip tape. 121. The clip's broken on my timer. Start over. 112. 121, but I dropped the timer. Make that stay better. 107. So we're getting to the speed that I like. Try one more and then we'll change it up. Damn it. 32, but I dropped the timer. I need to figure out how to make that stay better. Alright, so those aren't terrible. One mic, some not so decent times. So maybe we try some on the move and I'll put the timer on the truck. Before I put this target down, I'm going to run one more. I'm going to try a 10-yard bill drill. So I can put the timer on the truck. The 254 with a outside liner. That's not terrible. So let's try some other stuff now. I'm going to step it back to 10 yards and do the same thing. Try and just see what speed I can get while maintaining, head box A-zone accuracy. 128, that's unacceptable. To the left. Back grip. 32. 127. I guess right now what I'm struggling with is getting a good purchase, and that is coming from my, hiatus of pistol training over the last year. I feel like I'm still picking up the dot really well, but my purchase is inconsistent, so that my trigger prep is off. Like Donovan Moore says, grip, then sights, then trigger. So I'm kind of struggling with that first pillar. So that was a really good purchase. I don't know where that one went. $165. $121. That was beautiful. That was a 118. Perfect shot. Great purchase. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm working on. That purchase wasn't ideal, but I still kind of recovered. It was 146. $132. Bad purchase, 178. So now I'm going to mix it up a little bit, change hand positions. I know a lot of you guys will be commenting that you can't just shoot from one hand position. I like to get a bunch of good consistent reps first from a comfortable position, and hands relaxed that's pretty normal. So, and I know a lot of people, I kind of cheat and go like this a little bit, but that subtle of a change, should the situation arise, is going to be basically go unnoticed by anyone that's, trying to get the drop on me or whatever. In whatever situation, that hand change, rather than going up to a high thoracic or a surrender, that little hand change is going to be basically imperceptible to, I don't think I'm going to be robbed by someone cool as a cucumber that's going to be not high stress. They're going to be hyper focused on my face or my hands. Even if my hands do move to there, that's going to be pretty chill. But now I am going to go to high thoracic. I'm going to grab my timer. Maybe it won't fall off if I put it over here. Now we'll do high thoracic. That was a 118, that's pretty good. .22, I like that, that was a good shot. All right. .116. So I'm getting good consistency out of that hand position. I like that. That's a, whoa, dude, chill, stay back, and then you throw a mic, shoot clean over his head. So we'll try that. You're trying to comply, point of surrender, trying to be calm, and then completely fumble it. Yeah. So hands up, talking with them, looking peaceful, looking like you're surrendered, and you put them to sleep. That was a 118. Well, that was a mic with a recovery, still 150. Now this might be boring, but these are the reps that get results. This is what you need to do to have that, practical accuracy, practical speed. I'm getting an acceptable sight picture given the distance and breaking the shot. So 239 even with having to clear it. Bad garment pull. 129. So I'm consistently 115 to 120, which You know, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. And that's like yeah, I want to be sub-second. Everyone wants to be sub-second from this distance on one shot, headshot. But right now I'm working reps. I want it to be reliable. I want it to be repeatable every time. And I'd much rather, you know, take that extra 0.2 of a second and confirm that shot to, you know, guarantee rather than completely blow it. You know, like right now there's no consequences if I throw a shot, but outside, you know, in the real world, if I did have to make a shot like this, if I miss a shot, not only is the threat, you know, I'll obviously follow up, but if I throw a shot, that I'm still responsible for that round. And you never know when you're going to have to send a round like this. It could be in a public place, and you know that round could go stray. So right now I'm just working on like 100% accountability. $115. That wasn't a search and assess. I just heard a noise. That's the old school search and assess after every shot. Looks really cool. All right. Everyone's gonna ask, so I think I forgot to do this in the last video, but this is the holster I'm running. This is a Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite. Best holsters in the game. I've been running this exact holster for probably 2 years now. Never failed me. Draw is perfect, reloads are perfect, concealment is perfect. Tier 1 concealed. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So now, I'm trying to think how. Oh no, this is the experimental phase. I'm likely never going to take a moving headshot. The risks are too apparent, but that's a risk I can take on a flat range shooting paper. So I just want to experiment, build that skill. It's not going to hurt to be able to, you know, take a reasonably high risk shot. But yeah, this is why we train. This is why we experiment on the flat range. This is why we get good at these things. So when certain situations present themselves, that motion, grip stick again, you know, that motion, that muscle memory is already there. You don't got to worry about it. All you have to do is focus on the situation. So I'm going to start I'm not going to try and like book it. I want to move at least, you know, 10 feet, but let's see what I can do. Hopefully the timer doesn't fall out of my pocket. Maybe I can go like this. High thoracic. That was a 136. It's about as beautiful as a headshot as you can get. So let's try moving left to right.
Right uppercut.
Or right to left, sorry. See, that one threw me off. This is very uneven ground. That was a 155. Let's try a retreating headshot. So I'm starting at about 5-6 yards. Going high thoracic again. It's a position I need to work. See, that was bad. Let's try that again. I'd like to, ideally I want to retreat faster than that. That was a 164. That's not bad. So let's try another one. .133. That's pretty solid. Not an ideal shot, but still on paper. See if I can just keep it in that A zone. maybe I'll try and spice up the movement. Stand by. That was a 152, pretty good shot. All right, I'm gonna move pretty aggressively on this one. .158, not off paper, but down a little bit. All right, I'm gonna keep trying to, up the movement, because the whole point of this is getting off the X. Moving targets are harder to hit for anyone with a knife or with a gun. So it's what everyone screams in the comments whenever you do any static drills, like you've never done any moving and shooting. They completely base, your entire shooting ability on the 1 25-second clip that you just posted. So let's get back to moving. I'm gonna go back to about 7 or 8 yards. There's a 167. .173. There's a follow-up. I knew that one was a miss. 186. So now what I'm going to do is 2 shots. I want to see if I can maintain, because right now it's kind of easy to get lucky with 1 shot, but landing 2 shots through the movement, that's a little bit more realistic. I'm not going to pull up, just whack the guy and pull back down. If I don't completely incapacitate him, if that shot doesn't, sack him, more shots need to follow. So I'm going to see if I can maintain a good sight picture and maintain that level of accuracy and speed while moving pretty aggressively. The 199. That wasn't very aggressive movement. I like to be a little bit more aggressive than that, a little bit faster. I dropped 1 on that. 193. Now, let's add a little bit of retreating into that. High thoracic. Whoa, dude. Chill out. Calm down. Okay. That was a horrible purchase. First shot went high right, second one upper the A zone. Let's fix that. All right. Calm down, buddy. You're good. There's a 163. Chill, dude. 166. .211. Sometimes reloads will surprise you. That's fun. I would have liked to have a better follow-up shot, but Reload was smooth. Got off the X, continued. I like that. All right, so now I'm gonna go back to about 25 yards and just work on that target. It's about the half the size of a human head. My goal, under 1.5, but you know, under 2 is pretty acceptable. This is where my rustiness is showing. Let's try high thoracic. So that was a 149. That's good. Stand by. It's a 138. I like that. $166. Alright, that was bad. Follow-up shot should have been there. We're gonna spicy reload just for fun. Try again. Okay, I'm seeing my change in point of impact. So now, I guess for the end of the video, we always got to throw in something fun. Let's try something. Maybe a little trick shot. We have a really high mountain behind us, so I could do some aerial shots like back in the tier 1 days. Alright, got a little rock. See if I can powder it just for fun before we leave. That's fun. Alright guys, that's the vlog for today. I'm planning on filming another one tomorrow morning on bolt gun stuff, so that'll be going live soonish. These videos I can edit in one night and post them, so they're pretty easy. But yeah, let me know if you want to continue to see these videos. I'm going to, these videos help me stay accountable with you guys. I don't really edit I don't edit anything out. Just, you know, it's stupid. Why would I try and make it seem like I'm some crazy superhuman that doesn't mess up in training? I'd much rather, you know, show, you know, how I mess up, what I'm falling short on, and then how I remedy and how I fix that. So hopefully it might help some of you guys or motivate some of you guys to get better. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do a bolt gun vlog. I might do some NRL hunter training. We'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these just vlog videos. I've got other videos planned that are, you know, different. It's not really a vlog style. It's more of a kind of educational, somewhat entertaining, stuff like that. But also let me know what other kind of content you guys want, what other kind of videos you guys want. I'm still pretty new to YouTube. It kind of blew up on me, which is awesome. Really appreciate you guys. But I want to continue to provide value for all of you guys. So yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next training vlog. Thanks guys.